Welcome to the Brainy channel. In the previous videos, we looked at what exponents mean and we revised the exponent laws for same bases and brackets. The links for those videos are in the description. In this video, we are going to focus on two very important exponent rules, the zero exponent rule and the negative exponent rule. Some textbooks call these definitions and other textbooks call them exponent laws or exponent rules. For us, the name is not the most important part. The important part is that we understand what they mean and how to use them correctly. So let's start with the zero exponent rule. All right, let's have a look at the zero exponent rule. Now, this rule says that a to the power of 0 equals 1, where a cannot be equal to 0. This means that any non-zero base raised to the power of 0 is equal to 1. So, for example, 5 to the power of 0 equals 1. X to the power of 0 also equals 1, where x cannot be equal to 0. And the bracket 3 times x raised to the power of 0 equals 1 as long as 3x doesn't equal 0. The very important condition is that the base may not be 0. The reason is that we are working with exponent rules that often come from division, and division by 0 is undefined. Now let's look why this rule makes sense. We already know the division law for exponents, that when we divide and the bases are the same, then we subtract the exponents. Now let's have a look at this example, x cubed divided by x cubed. Now using the division law, we can subtract the exponents. So we can write x to the power of 3 minus 3, and that equals to x to the power of 0. But now let's think about the same expression in another way. X cubed divided by x cubed means that we are dividing something by itself. And any non-zero expression divided by itself is equal to 1. Now we have two answers for the same expression. And therefore, we can say that x to the power of 0 equals 1. That is why the zero exponent rule works. The zero exponent does not make the answer 0. It makes the answer 1 as long as the base is not 0. All right, let's do the following three examples using the zero exponent rule. In number 1, we've got 125 to the power of 0. 125 is the base and 0 is the exponent. Now the base is not 0, so I can use the zero exponent rule. That means this answer is 1. Let's move on to number 2. Here we have 3x to the power of 0. Now be very careful with this example, because what is actually written here is 3 times with x to the power of 0. That means this power or this exponent only applies to the x and not to the 3 as well. So that means we have 3 times with 1. Because x is not 0, I can use the zero exponent rule. So x to the power of 0 equals 1. 3 times 1 equals 3. And that is the final answer. And now let's move on to number 3. Here I've got the bracket with negative 2x cubed y squared all raised to the power of 0. Now this zero exponent applies to this whole bracket. That means the answer is 1. Now let's move on to negative exponents. The negative exponent rule says that a to the power of negative n equals 1 over a to the power of n, where a cannot be equal to 0. This means that a negative exponent moves the base to the other side of the fraction line. It's very important to note that a negative exponent does not mean a negative answer. It just means the movement across the fraction line. So, for example, x to the power of negative 2 equals 1 over x squared. Here, the x to the power of negative 2 moved from the numerator to the denominator and the exponent became positive. Now let's look at why the negative exponent rule works. We already know the division law. When the bases are the same and I'm dividing, then I can subtract my exponents. So let's look at this example, x cubed divided by x to the power of 5. Here my bases are the same, so I can subtract my exponents. And x to the power of 3 minus 5 gives me x to the power of negative 2. But now let's look at the same expression, just written as a fraction. We all know that x cubed equals x times x times x, and x to the power of 5 equals x times x times x times x times x. Now we can cancel the matching x factors from the top and the bottom. There are 3 x factors at the top and 5 x factors at the bottom. So the 3 x factors at the top will cancel with 3 x factors at the bottom, and that will leave us with 1 at the top and x squared at the bottom. So now I have shown the same expression in 2 ways using the division law. That means that x to the power of negative 2 equals to 1 over x squared. Now we also need to understand the reverse movement. If a factor with a negative exponent is already in the denominator, it moves up to the numerator. Therefore, 1 over a to the power of negative n equals a to the power of n. Let's look at another example. Here we have 1 over x to the power of negative 4, and that equals to x to the power of 4 over 1, so that is x to the power of 4. That x to the power of negative 4 was in the denominator. When it moves to the numerator, the exponent becomes positive. Let's see if we can see a pattern here. Have a look at m to the power of negative 3, which is equal to 1 over m cubed. Also look at 1 over n to the power of negative 2. That is equal to n squared. So what happens each and every time? We never want a negative exponent, therefore we need to make it positive. And to do that, we have to move it to the other side of the fraction line. So for this example, the m to the power of negative 3 is the numerator, and it has to move to the denominator, and therefore they swap places. And in this example, the n to the power of negative 2 is in the denominator, and it has to move to the numerator to make it positive. Okay, let's have a look at this last one. Here we have m to the power of negative 3 in the numerator and n to the power of negative 2 in the denominator. We are not allowed to have a negative exponent as an answer, so how do we get those exponents positive? Yes, we swap places. So for the m to the power of negative 3, it has to move from the numerator to the denominator. And that n to the power of negative 2 is going to move from the denominator to the numerator. So the answer will look like this. Notice that they swap places on the fraction line to make the exponents positive. That brings us to the end of this video. In this lesson, we focused only on zero exponents and negative exponents, so that the rules make sense before we practice them in more detail. In a later video, we will do more practice with negative exponents. In the next video, we will look at square roots and cube roots using the exponent rules. See you in the next video.